Hey ho! I just want to talk to you about something before you make any more decisions about if you're already in this business, if you're getting in, if you're trying to leave. I just want to tell you the most important advice I could probably ever give you, and that is the only thing that's ever going to make you happy, not only in the adult industry but in life, is two things. It's not money, it's not love, it's not success, it's not clout, it's not fame. It is control and freedom. And you're never gonna get life right unless you are fully in control of what happens to you and you are free to move about. So it's whether if you want the freedom to get into the business or you want the freedom to get out, or control over what type of scenes you're in, or control over the type of clients you see. That's the only way that you're ever gonna feel okay about yourself and the decisions that you make, whatever the decisions they may be. I think one of the hardest things that I notice is when I'm working with girls or just, seeing commentary on the heaux app, and it's people's families. And your family can dictate how you feel about yourself and, has the greatest amount of influence on you. Family, friends, boyfriend, whoever you look up to, people, in church, or teachers, whoever's helped you navigate this far in life. The people who love you always have your best interest in mind. They want what's best for you. But it's also, you have to understand that the only person that knows what's best for you is actually yourself, and that's why you're an adult considering the adult industry, whether if it is you're getting in or out. I mean, a story that I hate to tell you is my dad was upset when I got out, and my mom was upset when I got in, and no matter what you do, people are going to be upset. And I was happy in both regards. I was happy to get in, obviously. It was the best decision I've ever made in my life, and was also super happy to get out. That was the best decision I made for myself at the time as well. Also getting back in again, awesome decision. But guess who made that choice? It wasn't my man, who I've admitted is, I'm in a dominant submissive relationship. I still made the choice for me, regardless of how he felt about it, because I wanted my freedom and I wanted my control of my life, so I could be the best version of myself, the happiest I could possibly be. And I just want you to really, really, really ask yourself, do you have control? And do you have your freedom? And if you don't, what can you do to get those things back? Because I believe that those two things should be human rights. That's going to determine your human experience. The rest of your life will be determined by those two factors and their abundance in your life. So whatever you're doing now, I don't want you to focus on money anymore. I don't want you to focus on how your family or how the world or whoever perceives you. I want you to focus on those two things for yourself. And when you have your control and your freedom, you literally have everything at the tips of your fingers. And you can say, you know what, I want this to happen to me next. I don't want that to happen to me next. And that's the best feeling in the world. And I know, because I'm a person who's had complete loss of control in their career and in their life. And I've had my freedom revoked from me. I lived in an institution, when I was 17 years old for a whole year. And I was in and out of institutions starting at 14 years old. I lived in a house where I was controlled physically by my abusers, and I didn't have money to get out. I didn't have freedom. So as a person who's lost and has been able to regain those things, those are the two single most factors that have affected my happiness over the course of my life. But yeah, I mean, I've gained and lost control and freedom many times, whether it's been through the hands of a person, an institution, drugs, an agent, a man, a boyfriend. The loss of those two things come in many forms, especially if you're a female in this business. Like, those are the two things that are going to be constantly compromised. Like, those two factors are your biggest risk factors for like, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I'm just so concerned. I mean, I'm not, because we're talking about it now. But I feel like that's something that most people never figure out and will never tell you, because when you lose control and freedom, you lose your power. And as women, we are, you know, society tells us that we're not supposed to have power, and when we do, it's very dangerous for the men trying to control us, or anyone trying to control us. Listen, I don't hate men. I've been in the business 10 years. I still don't hate men. I think they're great. They've funded my lifestyle. I've found love. Like, I'm like super pro guy, so this is not an anti-man thing. This is just an anti-oppressor. Please consider those things every single day. Ask yourself when you wake up, am I in control of this day? Do I have freedom to move about and navigate my life and make choices? You need to remember, you are just one decision away from changing your entire life. One choice. But is it a choice that would be good and healthy for you, or would it be a choice that would be bad for you? And it can go either way. You can make the choice to gain control and freedom, or you can make a choice, knowing or not, that would make you lose your freedom and control. So you need to be conscious all the time. I felt so inspired to share this message with you because of recent events. And also what solidified it was I was watching this documentary that you guys recommended. It's called Hot Girls Wanted. And I'm going to review it for you fully. But what I took from it today that I just can't wait any longer for you to consume is I'm watching these girls go through the journey, and any time that they were feeling unhappy with the situations they were in, it's because they didn't have their freedom and they didn't have control anymore. And they're being pressured by either their co-workers, producers, or family members or boyfriends on how to feel and how to function. Or, you know, one girl was like, I'm so happy to be here. The scene yesterday was great. The guy was hot. And then the next day she was with this guy who was, you know, a lot older than her. And she was like, I hated it. And it was because she didn't have control of who she was working with. And I've been in this position so many times myself. And even recently, you know, being propositioned to go onto that tour, and I immediately was like, wow, what a great way to control my income and my finances, and this would be great. I can hire a new employee for a year, like I said, put a swimming pool in my backyard, which is like, it's definitely on the list of things that I want to do this year. You know, and I just saw it as like, great, I'm so lucky I had this opportunity. Look at me, I can just tap into my old resources and just, you know, manifest things. But when things started going sideways is when I realized that I didn't have freedom. I didn't have the freedom of where I wanted to go. It had to be New York, and it had to be for a week, and I had to have sex with this guy in order for any of it to happen. You know, so I had no freedom or control, and that made me miserable enough to forfeit however many zeros that would have been for me. And now I feel better, even though I don't have all of that extra money. I don't care, because I have freedom and I have control. And now that I'm back performing again in film, I'm having a great freaking time, because I control when I work, who I work with, and who I work for, and the type of scenes that I'm doing. I'm only shooting scenes that empower me, or, you know, are best to cross promote my brands. Or my favorite type of scene to shoot is called gonzo, and there's no storyline. It's just you do your thing with your scene partner. So I feel so great. I feel the best I've ever felt about this business, and it's because I have freedom and control. And I really, really want you to have this information, because earlier this month in January, in my video, How Much Money Did I Make, which I'll link below, I said my goal is for this year is going to be to remove desperation from your decision making in this business. And I already figured it out. That's how you do it. Okay? That's step one. Regain freedom and control. Okay? So I've got step one of the plan. Yep. Something about freedom and control with me and me choosing to do YouTube is I really don't, like, as much as people think I'm obsessed with money, I am obsessed with my freedom. And to me, my freedom costs a lot of money. But also, I don't like taking your money. It doesn't feel good. It's the reason why I've never had an agency or pimped hoes before. I just don't like it. I know how hard you work for that money, and I really don't want any of it all. But what I do want is somebody's money, and with YouTube, my videos are monetized because the ad companies are paying to run their advertisements on my video. So I still get paid, but it's not from you. And you can consume all of my content, all of my entertainment, and it doesn't have to be on your dime. And that's what feels the best, like, in my heart for this. Now, I do have paid education and paid content because it is that freaking good. Like, if you like the free stuff, the paid stuff, you'll make your money back tenfold, 1,000 times over. Like, it's worth paying for. But the way I want to connect with you on a daily basis, I don't want it to be that you have to pay to talk to me. I don't like that. It doesn't feel good in my heart. Because that takes away freedom from me being able to communicate with you, and I can just be myself, and there's freedom in that as well. It's just being me, because that's a cool person to be. So, yep, that's what you need to know. You're welcome. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was either going to do the hygiene video, hoe hygiene, or review of Hot Girls Wanted. I was going to do one of those today, but I just was feeling so inspired after watching this documentary that this is more important than both of those things combined. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Focus on your freedom. Focus on control. You got this. I love you. And I'm always going to be here. Like, I literally, like, I live here now. On YouTube. On the internet. Like, permanently. I'm here for you. Okay? Okay. Bye.